ever wondered why 60 out of 100 students in Botswana that sit for the BGCSE examination fail their sciences and mathematics? Well, the education system, the traditional way of teaching, has failed us. There is no spark in learning, especially STEM subjects. I'm Ivana Victoria Surumula, and I'm the founder of EduSmart. With EduSmart, we develop educational board games that are curriculum-based. From the start of the game, with every move, you're moving closer to victory. But with every failure, you're actually learning something new. With the contents put in our board games, you get to put together the whole curriculum in one box. You don't need to go around holding 10 textbooks of science, mathematics, or any other STEM subjects, right? So now, with our board games, we have 2 board games that are already in the market. We have the primary educational board game, we have the secondary educational board game. With our primary educational board game, we're focusing on PSLE examination, and in secondary board games, we have biology, physics, and chemistry, specifically for the Form 5 living examination, right? So now, with this board game, you find it's interesting because with one game, you have 2 games in it. You have the primary side and the secondary side. So when you play on the primary side, when you do every move, every side, every color means it demonstrates how hard the subject is. So the red ones are the harder topics, or the ones that are mostly not understood during the class lessons. So our board games go for 350, cheap, right? So with 350, you get the primary game and the second game in one box. With this box, we get to make sales of, we got to make 500 sales in the past 2 years. We've sold 50 of these games in South Africa in Ocean's private school. And with the same sales, we managed to develop the packaging. Our first packaging was just a box that with more uses, they end up getting fragile, they tear up and stuff like that. So they jeopardize the way we are going. We want the game to last longer because it has science apparatus inside. So when you go to the science lab, most of the time you find that science apparatus are lacking or materials in the science lab are lacking. So we came up with an idea that, okay, fine, what if we bring the science lab to home? You play with your kids, but at the same time, they get to experience science apparatus while at home, while playing. They don't need to go to the lab because we don't have them in the normal school. We have them, but the materials are lacking, right? Yeah. So the global educational technology market is still valued at $340 billion since 2024, right? So with this market, you're going to be able to tap into that when we penetrate the African market. We have already so far touched the market with Namibia. We're looking into going into Zambia and South Africa. In South Africa, we should be expanding. So with one board game, if we penetrate 50 schools in just 1 year, that means we're going to be generating 200,000 Pula pay annually. But if we now develop a digital platform that allows learners to actually upload their content with the CA system, they can now see their performance and understand where they're lacking, the concepts they're lacking in both sciences and mathematics. So if they do that, that means we're going to scale that exponentially. So we make sales, we make revenue through sales of our board games, through bulk purchases of schools, and also marketing through fairs and stuff like that. So we also wish to go on by doing the subscription method. So with the platform we're developing, we're going to be able to have the device in schools. The schools can now subscribe for the whole school, and then the learners can have access to that. Great. We are in partnership with the University of Botswana Glass Blowing, where we develop our apparatus, and we are also in partnership with the Botswana the Unipod, of course, where we get mentorship for our business side. I'm a science teacher, so most of the time we need support on the other side of the financials and stuff like that.
Quite interesting. Thank you for this. Just a couple ones for me that I sort of found a bit disconcerting. So in terms of 60% of students failing BGCSE, I'm not sure how that statistic is relevant to a game because your game doesn't cover the full curriculum. I don't know if you want to say that this board game is the one that's going to teach students or improve their learning rates, so I'm not sure what that is all about. And obviously, in terms of even with the game, when you actually narrow it down, what level will it be those in Form 1 and 2? There has to be a target cohort that will actually benefit from it, even if it's science. The question is what type of science, and you know there are different advanced things in science. So who exactly is the real user? If you can narrow it down for me, very important.
Okay, I need to mention the part where I said it's curriculum based, right? When I say curriculum based, I mean with the cards of primary education, these are all the concepts in the science curriculum, yeah, standard 7. So when the kid is going to be going through this, is going through all the concepts that the standard 7 science for BGCSE, yeah, PSLE actually, yes. When we talk of target market, we're looking for standard 7. Standard 7 students remain those that are going to be sitting for standard 7. There isn't really an age limit to that because nowadays kids are also going through tutoring to go and write standard 7. And then we also have the same for Form 5. Form 5, I mean those who are going to sit for their BGCSE final examination. I hope I answered all your questions, yes.
Thank you for that presentation, Victoria. I think number one is right up your alley as a teacher. Just confirm for me that the subject that the game looks at, is it science and math or is it just science?
It's STEM, it's a STEM board game. So they are different. There's the science specifically, and then there's the mathematics, and then the others that are coming for robotics and others like that. Yes.
What is your topic?
Okay. Can I start answering? Okay. So when I first calculated, I want to admit, I'm still seeking help from mentors to do the financials. But when I calculated that, I was looking into the production costs alone, where I look into getting how much I spend on the board itself, on the container, like the box, and the apparatus, the ones that I do with the glass blowing. I calculated that, and then I put an extra for transportation and marketing.
One last question from you is, what is the coordination between a student who faces the is able to get to the last level, like they can master the mastery level and their results? Have you done a study to showcase the efficacy of the game, learning and the capability for the students to actually
Improve their marks. Okay.
also on the science subject?
Yes. Okay. So we did mostly for the science one, but we did not do for the whole curriculum. We did topic-wise, where if it's photosynthesis, we did the normal teaching. Because I'm a teacher, I taught in the junior school, so I would teach photosynthesis. Yeah. Yeah. So with a student that just learned the traditional way, most of the time they don't get the normal concepts. They don't get the wording right, so they get the explanations wrong. So we get, I would say 80%, numbers I didn't calculate, but I would say 80% of the students who use the game, they get the concepts right. And those that don't, they're usually not the ones that we use in the game. I don't know if I explained.
You have answered it. It's just that it's in reverse, but it's okay. 80%. So what I was asking is, as a student, you're selling to me as a mom to a child, right? And you're saying, if you play this game and you get to mastery level with your child should see an X% of improvement, right? So what is the pass rate that you expect if somebody has mastered this game? Is it an A, is it a B, what exactly is it? Because then it speaks to your users to say, use my game and you see your child go from a D student to a C student, or a C student to an A star student. But I think